Yes, there is in fact a pencil in my hair to make me seem more intellectual than I really am. This is just a list of a couple of films and shows that I have loved watching and cannot seem to get out of my head. Some for good reasons and some for just reasons. Scam 1992. I would be lying if I didn't tell you that the theme song for Scam 1992 was playing in my head while I was writing this bit. Scam 1992, for those of you who don't know, is a web series on Sony Live which is directed by Hansal Mehta. It is about the famous stockbroker Harshad Mehta and is based on the book written by Sucheta Dalal and Debashish Basu called The Scam: Who Won, Who Lost and Who Got Away. Turtlenecks are itchy. Okay. This is simply one of the best shows that I have watched this year. It pockets itself in a comfortable position between being brilliantly written and content driven, while still having the melodramatic thrill that most Indian shows have. It has its variety of dramatic music, close-up shots, and of course, slow motion bits. But that is simply the packaging. Under it is just brilliant writing, brilliant direction, and brilliant acting. I know shit all about finance. This is with having a mother who is a financial journalist. For me, the stock market is simply a graph with colorful lines on it. Colorful lines on it. Colorful lines on it. So if you don't understand finance, it is not a prerequisite to watch this show. Within the first few episodes of the show itself, they've enumerated what jobbers do, how stocks are sold and bought, and what regulates the market. This web series opens up a seemingly exclusive world of finance through a human story. And unlike a lot of Indian biopics or other fictionalized accounts of real events, the story is not told through black and whites, it's told through grays. You are curious about both the character and the real life person by the end of it. When it comes to journalism, films, or shows, I think this show opens up a whole new genre to the Indian public in general, because I, being the obsessive person that I am, now want to suddenly find a case that I can turn into a script, though probably not as well, but hopefully my optimism will drive it through. Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives.
She's such a moron.
You're a big fat bully.
Oh my god, get over it.
I think this list would be incomplete if this show was not on the list. It is a web series about 4 Bollywood wives and their fabulous lives. The entire synopsis is in the name.
What the hell is with that?
Privileged, rich, sassy, trash. It is a trashy show. And I would be the last person to bash trash. Trust me. If you watch my videos, you would know. This show is about rich people and their rich lives, as if we haven't already seen or heard enough of that. In an interview, one of the ladies did mention how you should not read into the show too much. You should leave your brain behind and watch it. And I think that is accurate. If you want to indulge in something that is numbing your brain after a very, very long day of work, then yeah, please go ahead. But if you don't want to waste your time, good for you. You're a better person than I am. However, I would say that in the larger gamut of things that Netflix has released this year, we can do better.
What the hell is with that? I mean,
How creativity and psychosis often go hand in hand. Or for that matter, genius and madness.
The Queen's Gambit, another show that I am maddeningly obsessed with. To talk about this show, I think we need a completely separate video. So if you do want to watch that, do let me know. I'm bookie for content at all times. The Queen's Gambit is adapted from a book by the same name by Walter Tevis. It follows the rise of Beth Harmon, who is a child chess prodigy, into becoming a world champion, while intricately weaving together her story of addiction. I have been obsessed with chess recently, as I think most of the internet population has because of Samay Rana and his streams. But I don't play, not yet at least. However, this show does not toy with my lack of knowledge with that. This show brilliantly showcases Beth Harmon's struggle to dealing with her personal and her professional life. It is about a female chess player, and yet it is not. As Harmon says on the show,
It's mostly about my being a girl.
Well, you are one.
Shouldn't be that important.
and in the show it isn't. If you know chess, then it's an added layer to the show. But if you don't, it does not take away from the fact that this is undoubtedly one of the best shows that I have watched on Netflix recently. There must be an honorary mention here for Crown Season 4, which by the way is better than Season 3. So if you do want to nurse your colonial hangover or tickle your colonial angst, I strongly suggest you go and watch it.
Hi guys, I'm Beanie Bhatnagar and... But first, thoda sa flashback.
Bhag Beanie Bhag. Now I recently watched it. By recently I mean like last week. And that's probably why it is on my mind. Bhag Beanie Bhag is a story about Beanie Bhatnagar, who is an aspiring stand-up comic who breaks off her engagement and runs away to start on her journey of the roller coaster that is her life. It stars Swara Bhaskar and Dolly Singh, and I love both of them. I really love both of them, which is why I also want to love the show, but I can't. It's just a lazy show with lazy writing. The plotline is rather forgettable. There are loads of similarities with Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is just a comparison that burdens the show and the show crumbles under it. I don't want to bash it because I like the people who are in it, but no man.
You know why you're on trial here?
The Trial of the Chicago 7, written and directed by the magnificent Aaron Sorkin. The Trial of the Chicago 7 is a courtroom drama about the trial of the Chicago 7, who were 7 men that were arrested during a protest rally in Chicago against the Democratic National Convention. Does it sound familiar? It should. It had a couple of discrepancies in terms of its story building and its structure, but you tend to overlook that because Sorkin is a master at creating drama. By the end of the films, I was crying for the Americans, which is a sentence I just never thought I would utter. If you feel like watching something meaty and dramatic, then this is the choice for you. And finally, roadies. You are allowed to come to conclusions on my character, my intellect, and my personality based on my selections. I will accept it. But what I will not accept is if you are watching this video right up till this point and have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly do so, even if it is out of pity. Like this video because it will give me happiness, and happiness is a rare occurrence during a pandemic. Share this video so that others can share the pain that you went through while watching this with you. That's it from me. A huge edit is coming next Sunday, for which I require views, so I'm telling you in advance because I'm vain and superficial like that. I will see you later. Bye. I put on makeup to record for 20 minutes. That's wow. Okay, bye.